Have you ever been asked to provide a work history report and wondered what exactly it is? In today's video, we'll break down everything you need to know about work history reports, from what they are to why they matter. Whether you're applying for a new job, filing for benefits, or just organizing your records, understanding this document can make the process much smoother. We'll guide you step by step so you'll feel confident the next time you need to fill one out. Let's start by defining what a work history report actually is and why organizations request it. A work history report is a detailed record of your past employment. It typically includes information such as the names of employers, job titles, dates of employment, and the duties you performed. This report is often required by employers, government agencies, or insurance companies to verify your work experience. It serves as a snapshot of your professional journey, helping decision makers understand your background and qualifications. Knowing what to include and how to present it is essential for accuracy and credibility. Next, let's explore why you might be asked to provide one. Organizations request work history reports for several reasons. Employers use them to verify your experience and skills, ensuring you're a good fit for the position. Government agencies might need them when you apply for unemployment benefits, disability claims, or Social Security. Insurance companies may also require them to process certain claims. Providing a clear and accurate work history helps build trust and speeds up the application process. Now that you know why these reports are important, let's look at the typical information you'll need to gather before filling one out. Before you start filling out a work history report, it's important to gather all the necessary details. You'll typically need the names and addresses of your previous employers, your job titles, the dates you started and ended each job, and a summary of your main duties. Some forms may also ask for your supervisor's name and contact information, your reason for leaving, and your salary history. Having this information ready will make the process much smoother and help you avoid mistakes. Let's talk about the best ways to collect and organize these details. To accurately complete your work history report, start by reviewing your old resumes, pay stubs, tax documents, and employment contracts. These documents can help you recall exact dates and job titles. If you're missing information, consider reaching out to former employers or colleagues for help. Online resources like LinkedIn or professional networking sites can also jog your memory. Keeping a personal record of your employment history as you go through your career can save you time in the future. Next, let's look at the structure of a typical work history report form. A standard work history report is usually organized into sections for each job you've held. Each section asks for the employer's name, address, your job title, employment dates, and a description of your duties. Some forms may include additional fields for supervisor, contact information, reasons for leaving, or salary details. The layout is often straightforward, with blank spaces or tables for you to fill in. Understanding the structure ahead of time can help you prepare and avoid missing any required information. Now, let's walk through the process of filling out the form step by step. Begin your work history report by entering your personal information at the top of the form. This usually includes your full name, address, phone number, and sometimes your Social Security number or employee ID. Double-check this section for accuracy, as mistakes here can delay processing or cause confusion. Providing up-to-date contact details ensures that employers or agencies can reach you if they have questions about your report. Once your personal information is complete, you're ready to move on to the employment sections. Next, start listing your previous employers in chronological order, usually beginning with your most recent job. For each employer, provide the company's name, address, and phone number. If you worked for multiple companies, make sure to include each one separately, even if the jobs were similar. This helps create a clear timeline of your work experience and makes it easier for reviewers to verify your information. After listing the employer details, you'll need to add your job title and the dates you worked there. For each job you list, write down your official job title and the dates you started and ended your employment. Be as precise as possible, using the month and year if you can't remember the exact day. Accurate dates help employers and agencies understand your career progression and spot any gaps in your work history. If you held multiple positions at the same company, list each title and the corresponding dates separately. This level of detail shows your growth and experience over time. In the duties section, briefly describe your main responsibilities and tasks for each job. Focus on the most important aspects of your role, such as managing a team, handling customer service, or completing specific projects. Use clear and concise language, and avoid jargon that might not be understood by someone outside your industry. This section helps reviewers understand what you actually did in each position and how your skills might transfer to new opportunities. Some work history reports ask for your supervisor's name and contact information. This allows employers or agencies to verify your employment and get more details if needed. If you're not comfortable sharing this information, check if it's optional or required. Always ask your former supervisor for permission before listing their contact details. Providing accurate supervisor information can speed up the verification process and add credibility to your report. You may be asked to explain why you left each job. Common reasons include seeking new opportunities, company downsizing, relocation, or personal reasons. Be honest but brief in your explanations. Avoid negative comments about previous employers, as this can reflect poorly on you. If you were laid off or your position was eliminated, simply state the facts. This section helps reviewers understand your career moves and assess your stability as an employee. Some forms may request your salary history for each position. If this information is required, provide your starting and ending salary or your hourly wage. If you're uncomfortable sharing this, check if it's optional or if you can provide a range instead. Salary history can help employers understand your compensation, expectations, and career growth. Always be truthful, as false information can be easily verified and may harm your credibility. Some work history reports include a section for additional comments or information. Here, you can explain any gaps in your employment, unusual job changes, or other relevant details. If you took time off for education, family, or health reasons, mention it briefly. This section is your chance to clarify anything that might raise questions for reviewers. Keep your explanations concise and focused on the facts. Once you've filled out all sections of your work history report, take time to review your entries for accuracy and completeness. Double-check dates, names, and contact information. Look for any missing details or inconsistencies that could cause confusion. A well-prepared report not only speeds up the review process, but also reflects your attention to detail and professionalism. If possible, have someone else review your report for a fresh perspective. After reviewing your work history report, follow the instructions for submitting it. Some organizations require you to upload the form online, while others may ask for a printed copy or an email attachment. Make sure you know the deadline and any specific formatting requirements. Keep a copy of your completed report for your records, as you may need it again in the future. Submitting your report on time shows reliability and respect for the process. When filling out a work history report, avoid common mistakes like leaving sections blank, providing incorrect dates, or using vague job descriptions. Double-check all information for accuracy and completeness. Don't exaggerate your responsibilities or titles, as this can be easily discovered during verification. If you're unsure about any details, it's better to leave a note or explanation than to guess. Avoiding these mistakes will help ensure your report is accepted without delays. To ensure your work history report is accurate, use official documents whenever possible. Cross-check your entries with pay stubs, tax forms, or employment contracts. If you can't remember exact dates, use your best estimate and note that it's approximate. Consistency is key. Make sure your report matches other documents you've submitted, such as your resume or job applications. Taking these extra steps can prevent issues down the line. If you have gaps in your employment history, don't worry. It's common to take time off for various reasons, such as education, family, or health. Be honest about these periods and provide a brief explanation if the form allows. You can mention activities like volunteering, freelancing, or taking courses during these gaps. Addressing gaps directly shows transparency and helps reviewers understand your career path. Sometimes, you may not have all the information requested on the work history report. If you're missing an employer's address or exact dates, do your best to find the details through old records or online searches. If you still can't find the information, note that it's unavailable and explain why. Most organizations understand that records can be lost over time as long as you're honest about the situation. There are several online tools and resources that can help you gather and organize your work history. Websites like LinkedIn, job search platforms, and even government employment records can provide valuable information. Some tools allow you to export your job history directly into a report format, saving you time and effort. Explore these options if you're struggling to remember details or want to streamline the process. Maintaining an up-to-date record of your employment history can make filling out future reports much easier. Consider keeping a digital file with your job, titles, dates, and key responsibilities. Update it each time you change jobs or receive a promotion. This proactive approach saves time and ensures you always have accurate information ready when needed. It's a good idea to update your work history report whenever you start or leave a job, receive a promotion, or take on new responsibilities. Regular updates ensure your records are always current and accurate. This habit also makes it easier to apply for new jobs, benefits, or other opportunities that require proof of your employment history. While a work history report and a resume both list your employment experience, they serve different purposes. A resume is a marketing tool, highlighting your achievements and skills to attract employers. A work history report, on the other hand, is a factual record used for verification. It's important to be consistent between the two, but remember that the report should be more detailed and strictly factual. Work history reports are commonly required by job applicants, individuals applying for government benefits, or those seeking insurance claims. Some professional licensing boards may also request them. If you're unsure whether you need to provide one, check the requirements of the organization or agency you're dealing with. Being prepared with an up-to-date report can save you time and stress. When applying for government benefits like unemployment, disability, or Social Security, you'll often be asked for a detailed work history report. These agencies use your employment record to determine eligibility and benefit amounts. Providing complete and accurate information is crucial for a smooth application process. If you're missing details, contact the agency for guidance on how to proceed. Insurance companies may request your work history when processing claims related to disability, workers' compensation, or other employment-related issues. They use this information to verify your employment status and assess your claim. Providing a clear and accurate report can help speed up the claims process and ensure you receive the benefits you're entitled to. Certain professional licenses require you to submit a work history report as part of the application process. Licensing boards use your employment record to verify your qualifications and experience. Make sure your report is thorough and matches any other documents you submit, such as resumes or reference letters. This helps avoid delays or questions during the review process. Employers often use work history reports as part of background checks during the hiring process. They verify your employment dates, job titles, and duties to ensure your resume matches reality. Providing a detailed and accurate report can help you pass background checks smoothly and build trust with potential employers. When sharing your work history report, be mindful of your privacy. Only provide sensitive information like your Social Security number when absolutely necessary and to trusted organizations. Store digital copies securely and avoid sending reports over unsecured channels. Protecting your personal data helps prevent identity theft and ensures your information stays safe. If you realize you made a mistake on your work history report after submitting it, don't panic. Contact the organization as soon as possible to correct the error. Most agencies appreciate honesty and will allow you to update your information. Keeping a copy of your original submission can help you identify and fix mistakes quickly. It's wise to keep your work history records for at least several years, especially if you anticipate applying for jobs, benefits, or licenses in the future. Digital copies are easy to store and update. Regularly backing up your files ensures you won't lose important information if your computer crashes or you change devices. If you're self-employed or have freelance experience, you'll still need to include this in your work history report. List your business name, the type of work you did, and the dates you operated. You may also need to provide client references or tax documents as proof. Being thorough with your self-employment history demonstrates professionalism and transparency. If you've worked in other countries, include your international experience in your work history report. List the employer's name, location, your job title, and dates of employment. Be prepared to explain any differences in job titles or duties due to cultural or industry variations. International experience can be a valuable asset, so present it clearly and accurately. Students or recent graduates may have limited work history, but it's still important to include part-time jobs, internships, or volunteer work. List each experience with the employer's name, your role, and the dates. Emphasize transferable skills and responsibilities, as these can be just as valuable as full-time positions. If you're changing careers, your work history report should still include all previous jobs, even if they're unrelated to your new field. Focus on highlighting skills and experiences that transfer to your new career. This shows adaptability and a willingness to learn, which are attractive qualities to employers in any industry. If you've held multiple jobs at the same time, list each position separately in your work history report. Include the employer's name, your job title, and the dates for each role. This provides a clear picture of your work schedule and demonstrates your ability to manage multiple responsibilities. Temporary or contract positions should also be included in your work history report. List the staffing agency or employer, your job title, and the dates you worked. Briefly describe your duties and any special projects you completed. Including temporary work shows flexibility and a willingness to take on new challenges. If you've served in the military, include your service as part of your work history. List your branch, rank, dates of service, and main duties or assignments. Military experience often provides valuable skills and leadership experience that employers appreciate. Be sure to translate military terms into civilian language where possible. Volunteer work can be an important part of your work history, especially if it's relevant to the position or benefit you're applying for. List the organization, your role, and the dates you volunteered. Describe your responsibilities and any achievements. Volunteer experience demonstrates commitment and a willingness to contribute to your community. Internships are valuable experiences that should be included in your work history report. List the company or organization, your title, and the dates of your internship. Highlight the skills you gained and any projects you worked on. Internships can show your dedication to learning and gaining practical experience. If you took time off from work to pursue education, include this in your work history report. List the school or program, dates attended, and any degrees or certifications earned. This helps reviewers understand your career timeline and shows your commitment to personal growth. If you took parental leave or time off for family reasons, mention this in your work history report. Briefly explain the gap and the dates involved. Many organizations understand the importance of family and won't view these gaps negatively, especially if you're transparent about them. If you had to take time off work for health reasons, include a brief note in your work history report. You don't need to provide personal medical details, just mention the gap and the dates. This helps reviewers understand your employment timeline and shows that you're honest about your work history. In summary, a work history report is a vital document for job applications, benefits, and more. By gathering accurate information, filling out each section carefully, and keeping your records up to date, you can make the process smooth and stress-free. Remember to be honest, thorough, and proactive in maintaining your employment records. With these tips, you'll be ready to tackle any work history report with confidence.